Hey everyone, Zoe here. Now for today's video, it's 2019, so I want to take the opportunity to look at EDC. The vast majority of people watching the video are already going to know what EDC is, but for the one or two people that don't, let's just discuss it briefly. So EDC stands for Everyday Carry. It's a concept that you carry tools and equipment on you that you may need in a day-to-day situation, and possibly a survival or emergency situation. Now, there's a bit of crossover with things like a get home kit or a bug out bag, but it's all very dependent on the individual, what you choose as your EDC and what sort of overlying principles you have for it. Because it's very much about individual self-expression. My EDC items are probably going to be very different from your EDC items. So, seeing it's 2019, I want to look at my EDC, show you guys what I carry, and also just look at if it needs any upgrading or anything that's perishable, because it's a new year, it's good to basically maintain some equipment every now and then. The other big question of this video, why am I wearing this lovely dress? And it is a lovely dress. This dress is my favourite dress. Simple one. I want to make a statement with this. This may surprise some of the guys and masculine identifying people watching this video, but the vast majority of female clothing doesn't have any pockets. This dress doesn't have a single pocket on it. Female jeans, you'd be lucky to fit a lip gloss in the pocket. They're mostly for show. I don't understand why the fashion industry and clothes manufacturers have decided that women don't need to keep items on their person. Just don't understand it. So, because I'm a bit more limited with my EDC options, should I dress like this? This is my handbag. This is where the vast majority of my kit goes. And this isn't a special handbag by any means. This is my day-to-day handbag. This is what I wear nearly every single day. Just sling it over my shoulder and away we go. As you can see, it's kept closed by two press studs. And I like that because I've had ones with zips and I found that I have to grip the back of it and then use that pressure to unzip it. So I like it. This one, I can just open it one-handed and it's hanging off my shoulder. Now, if this looks familiar to you, there's probably two reasons for that. This bag is over 70 years old. It was found in a warehouse, I bought it online for a reasonable price, and it's a British Army Mark IV, I believe, respirator bag. These were quite common during World War II and the Blitz, especially around London, because they kept army respirators in them. And I like that idea. I like the fact I've got a bag that I'm walking down the street on my day-to-day life and someone that's elderly might go, I remember those. But it may be familiar to other people as well. Because this is the same bag, made in the same factory, in the same year, as the one Harrison Ford uses in the Indiana Jones trilogy. Because there are only 3 Indiana Jones films. As we can see on the inside, not sure how well that's going to turn up on camera, but there's markings with the year 1942 and British military markings. So this is not reproduction, this is not a cosplay prop, this is a genuine over 70-year-old respirator bag. The only modification it's had, I added an aftermarket buffalo leather strap. So let's have a look at my bag and the items I keep in it for my EDC kit. And the one you're probably going to want to see the most, because you don't want to see my phone or where I keep my cards or my keys, is this. This is my everyday carry kit. So, there's the basics of my bag. We've got the leather strap, which I did actually use as a strop a few times with some honing solution on. As we open it up, we'll take out my EDC kit. We've got one large pocket separated by a divider. I've read online that there's parts of the Indiana Jones prop community that are like, do we take this out or do we keep it in? Well, I keep it in because my kit just fits in perfectly, and if I'm carrying a water bottle with me for that day, it fits in the other side just fine. There's another section of the pouch, much thinner but quite deep. Usually use that for documentation. We've got a very, very small pocket here at the back, which I think was for lenses or lens and cleaning solution originally, but I use that for spare change, lip gloss, and to hang items like flashlights and stuff off if I'm going to be needing them. And then at the back we've got two separate, again relatively shallow but deep pockets. One of those is where my sunglasses always go, and the other one usually has female hygiene products in it. So that's my handbag out of the way. Let's look at this Maxpedition pouch. Let's zoom you guys in a little bit. So all I've done to modify it is I've stitched off the Maxpedition logos because I just don't like them, and I've also taken one of the zips, chopped the actual fabric off and replaced it with this compass, because most of this kit is based around Dave Canterbury's 10 C's of survival idea. Velcro on the front for morale patches. As you can see, I use that to hide a couple of cargo needles as well. Did have a titanium one in here actually, but I lent it to a work colleague to repair his trousers, and I just realised he forgot to give me it back. It's also a very, very shallow pouch in the front, or pocket, but because I've got this thing so packed, it doesn't open very well. And you're probably questioning what this is wrapped around here, but we'll discuss that in a minute. So, open it up. That cable tie provides a nice firm zip to do it with. And this is my E.D.C kit. Again, why we put you guys in a little bit. So, our basic tools. Got a Vicquinox Farmer. It's in standard configuration. The only thing I've done to change it is just here I've grinded off the keychain loop, just so it means a bit easier to grab and hold and keep hold of. So, got that. Got a small water filter. I forget what brand it is. It's a Frontier emergency filter apparently. I've not actually had need to use this, but the reason I got into doing an E.D.C kit in the first place was because I was trapped on a train. About a 40-minute ride between two different cities, and it just broke down in the middle of nowhere, baking hot summer day, and I was sat there going, if I had, like, ability to get a drink out of, the toilet or the taps, or, I could string up a bit of shade between two trees if I had some kit, and that's when I started carrying my E.D.C kit. Talking about stringing up shade, I've got some nano paracord. This is 12 feet of it, and it's breakage strength. I can't remember it off the top of my head, I'll have to look it up, but I know it's above 40 pounds because I've also made bowstrings out of this for my 40-pound bow, and it works perfectly fine. So I've used this probably more than anything else in this kit, from helping people who've got their keys in cars, to corralling loose dogs, to just keeping doors open out in windy environments. Use this all the time. Favourite thing in the kit probably. Recent addition is a small sharpening stone. The camera's really not liking that stone at all, is it? And all I've done is wrap some cordage around it, so I've got a mounting point should I want to mount it onto anything. There you go, just get an idea. It's got two holes in it, and it's just a ceramic block that's been used to hone blades. Not the best thing in the world, but as a last ditch thing, should this suddenly become a long-term kit where I need to look after things, it doesn't hurt to have it in there just because it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. Right, I'm just going to put my thumb over this, but it is a bit of a reference because I do like my cosplay, but it says communism on the bottom and it says 4-letter word above it. It's a reference to, well, technically it's a reference to two things. It's a reference to Preacher, the comic book, and also Why the Last Man, another comic book that references the Preacher comic book. But it's a Zippo that's been replaced by the Thunderbird butane lighter, and it's something I really find really useful. So I have a Zippo in here, where I'm not throwing it on the floor, and you'll see another thing here as well. Now, if you're going to sell a product and give me free engraving, then I'm going to take advantage of that. So this is just one of those plasma lighters. I intend to do a review on this thing later. But as you can see, it basically creates an arc of plasma that can be used to light fires. And it's also mini USB rechargeable, which I think is quite useful as a sort of sustainable item. So we've got a couple of different fire starting options in here. You saw on the outside that there's a compass, but these tiny compasses I find can be a little bit cheap and not the most reliable. So I always include a spare just because I like to just double check compass readings on cheaper compasses. And as you can probably see in this video, my latest addition to EDC is this compass ring that I'm wearing. Treated myself for Christmas. Very feminine, very nice. What else we got? We've got the straw that goes with the water filter. We've got big lighter. As you can see, fire is very well represented in my kit. Well, also speaking about fire, we've got a Schrade large ferro rod. When you say large on a ferro rod, I assume it's going to be larger than this, but it's not bad and it fits in my kit. So, large ferro rod. We have a Royal College of Nursing whistle. Went to a gay pride event and they were handing these out, and it was originally a big circle with their logo on, and I just put it on the belt sander and made it a bit more small. So, whistle for attracting attention. We have a very, very small amount of firewood, fat wood even. This is, I basically was cutting up some fat wood the other day and decided to sweep all the shavings and powder into one of these. I think it was a tiny sample perfume bottle. So just something that can be useful, doesn't take up any space, so I thought why not, a bit more experimentation, all that one. Here we've got a sheet of paper, which is just a printout copy of the 5 C's of survivability concept from Dave Canterbury. So it tells you about cutting tool and all the items. Mostly in there just as basically a bit of legal complication, should I need to explain why I'm carrying these items with me. We've got a black bandana, just folded into this back pocket, because as you can see there's molly straps that are elasticated, or molly style straps I should say, and then you've got 2 pockets at the back. We have some chalk-off, fire being incredibly well represented in this kit, and the main perishable, we have some water purification tablets. These are going to be quite difficult to explain. In the UK we have a chain of shops called Co-op, and this is a cooperative vegetable bag. As you can see, one of you 5 a day, and this is one of the little secrets of UK based survival. These things are really good. I've held 4 litres of water in one of these without it breaking or ripping or anything, so they're really good water carriers. So if you're in the UK, something to look into. And also the more standard water container carriers we've got, which is a condom. Obviously the main issue with a pocket kit like this that can fit in my handbag, kind of limited for what I can carry space wise, and shelter and water carrying options are by far the most underrepresented things. Just here we've got the Photon Freedom LED light. So it's a very, very simple little light. I always forget that this battery cover isn't actually the switch, it's slightly recessed, so my thumb just wants to press it, but to conserve the battery I forget I always turn it round. So this is just a little caddy it has, so you can clip it onto like a cap or any other kind of item, and there we go. It's a really powerful little light. You can dim it, it's by holding it. Don't know why you'd want to do that. And the hardest thing with it is also activating. It does have an SOS mode, but I do find that quite difficult to activate. Sort of hold it until it starts blinking. So yeah, I think I just had it then, but it turned it off. Let's try it again. So you hold it, keep holding. Yeah, need a bit more practice for that. I don't want to take your time up too much with that. Go on, let's go. So yeah, needs a bit of practice, but that's my little EDC light. I've used that a few times around the woods when I've just seen some mushrooms that need picking and gone, you know what, I haven't got anything on me that I can see with, but I'll just take my flashlight. And also from the front of the kit, this little bit that we've got wrapped around here is just another caddy for it should you want to wear it as a necklace or any other kind of wearable. So just another option. That's why I really like these tiny lights. So we're coming to the end of the kit now, and all we've got is some cotton and petroleum wax tinder. And I think that is the vast majority of my kit. So there you go, only took a minute, but that's all my EDC kit packed away. And sometimes, depends on where things are kept, it can have issues with opening and closing. Let's give that another go. The straw is especially the worst, but I don't like to have the prospect of having to remake one from scratch. So this thing is absolutely jam-packed with survival tools. Like I say, it fits in my handbag nicely, and I just like it. So there you go. There's the items I keep in my EDC kit. As you can see, it's all very personal to me, and I'd be interested to see what your kits are. 2019, let's get those blades oiled and sharpened, those perishables thrown out, and let's just update our EDC kits a little bit. So, if you like this video, please consider liking it on YouTube. Lets me know I'm doing a good job. If you really liked it, please consider subscribing to the channel. In my second year as 5 mistakes so far, and I'm hoping to get about 100 subscribers a year. That's my goal, or New Year's resolution, if you will. And if you want to see what I'm up to in between videos, I am active on Twitter. I am at Zoe5 on Twitter, and on Facebook there's a group, Survival Mistakes, where I chat to my fans, give ideas on what I'm working on at the minute. So if you want a bit of a sneaky peek on what I'm up to, check those out. And if you are one of my fans from either of those pages, guys, I appreciate all your content and all your engagement. You really do help me make this channel what it is. So thank you very much. I have some of the best fans in the world. And that's all from me. So if you enjoyed this video on my little EDC kit, there's only one way I can ever end a video, and it's from me to you. And I'm just going to say, get out there and do the impossible every day.